Chairman Huizinga and Ranking Member Kamlager-Dove, I appreciate the invitation to speak with you today. I believe it's my patriotic duty to do so because the premise of this hearing, the so-called censorship industrial complex, is a fiction that has not only had profound impacts on my life and safety, but on our national security. More alarmingly, this fiction is itself suppressing speech and stymieing critical research that protects our country. I want to acknowledge the irony we're having this discussion as we witness an assault on the First Amendment we have not seen in decades. The Trump administration has directed far more egregious violations of our Constitution than the imagined actions of the Biden administration on which this hearing is premised. Each one is chilling, but as a Fulbright alumna, the recent arrest of Rumesia Ozturk, a Fulbright PhD student at Tufts University, especially disturbed me. The Secretary of State seemingly revoked Ms. Ozturk's visa for publishing an op-ed in Tufts campus newspaper. For using her constitutionally protected right to free speech, she was spirited away by plainclothes ICE officers in broad daylight. This is what I'm used to observing in authoritarian countries that I study. And if this had happened in a country in this subcommittee's portfolio, I think you'd issue a statement of concern. But it happened here. So yes, we do need some First Amendment protections at the State Department, but not for imagined transgressions of previous administrations. We need those protections from this administration today. In pursuing investigations and hearings on the censorship lie, Congress has punted its responsibility on national security, opting instead for political theatrics that are high on fantasy and low on facts. Congress used government resources to attack disinformation researchers, deliberately misconstruing their work, burying them with requests for documents and depositions, and stoking the fires of public rage against them. These tactics echo the dark days of McCarthyism, but with a chilling 21st century twist. Even as America faces unprecedented threats in the information space, from our adversaries' increasing capabilities to the exponential growth of emerging technologies, committees, including this one, continue to waste valuable time and taxpayer dollars targeting American citizens who are doing work in the public interest. I know this intimately. In my written testimony, I explain in detail the lies that upended my life when my appointment to lead the DHS Disinformation Governance Board was announced. As demonstrated by both the board's founding documents and my 5-hour sworn testimony before your colleagues on the Judiciary Committee, the board's mission was to protect civil rights, civil liberties, privacy, and the First Amendment, the very subject of this hearing. Many continue to lie that the board was a censorship body because it's politically useful to them. That lie was the first chapter in the tall tales about the so-called censorship industrial complex that have since emerged. They've been buoyed by the Twitter files, which falsely allege that Twitter executives were colluding with government to censor disfavored content. The Twitter files crafted almost endless fiction based on selectively edited email and text excerpts between researchers, platforms, and federal agencies. They're riddled with errors and outright falsehoods. The allegation that researchers are somehow committing acts of censorship by conducting independent research and sharing it is outlandish and it's harmful. Research is speech, government-funded or not. The only reason the censorship lie has been perpetuated is because it's politically and financially beneficial to those who peddle it. Actions like this hearing are a dangerous distraction from the real threats we face. My organization, the American Sunlight Project, has identified plenty of foreign interference we could be talking about today, including a pro-Russia content aggregation network pushing out 3.6 million pieces of content a year, poisoning LLM-powered chatbots. China and Iran are also actively targeting the US as we sit here. But our capacity to respond to these threats has been eviscerated based on conspiracy theories, sending a signal to our adversaries that America is weak. Beijing, Tehran, and Moscow interpret these partisan attacks on counter-disinformation work as a sign that their interference is likely to succeed. Our adversaries use information operations to undermine democratic values. We must act not only as the staunchest defender and guarantor of those values abroad, but fight just as hard to preserve them at home.